are of a general nature and are not designed to address the specific needs of any individual listener. Investment advisory services are provided through Capital Asset Advisory Services, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Firing Line sells guns, fast and furious, but we're also a range and training center. Not only is our selection of firearms and equipment bigger, our everyday prices are always lower than those big box stores. Our sales staff is trained to sell and equip you with everything you need. Our ongoing firearms education has something for every level of gun owner, including 4 levels for beginners and 3 advanced classes.
Beginners will enjoy the first-time shooters class as well as the fundamental firearm safety and CPL classes. For advanced shooters, they offer a drawing and shooting class, tactical handgun, and tactical carbine classes. Firing Line Indoor Range and Gun Shop is located at 33,000 Ford Road in Westland.
I'm Don Haig, one of the owners of Firing Line Indoor Range and Gun Shop. We're retired police officers and law enforcement specialists. We know guns and can help you safely and effectively exercise your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. And then have fun doing it. Come visit us at Firing Line today or visit firinglineguns.com.
You're listening to The Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to catch The Drift. Joining me in studio, Ash Hampton. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you along. And let's take care of a little business. If you're looking for something to do tonight, go to Burroughs Roadhouse, located out in West Brighton. You can get them on the phone at 810-227-6000. Tonight they've got comedy. Vince Carone tonight is the comedian. So call in advance because they do sell out all the time. But it's a great place, great atmosphere. And they also have Mike Stefaniak, I think, playing some music out there tonight as well. So 810-227-6000. Burroughs has a great menu. They got great drinks, and it's just wonderful atmosphere. I can't emphasize it enough. So get your butt out to Burroughs if you're looking for something to do tonight. 810-227-6000. Tell them you heard it on the Drift Radio. Okay, so I wanted to move on to one of the other big news stories this week was the fail of Ryancare. And Jimmy wants to talk about that. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, obviously not as well as your dogs, but do you want to call me back, Jimmy, or can you handle those dogs?
No, I just go in a different room. How about that?
That works.
Anyway, there's somebody coming up to the door. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that what Trump, I think, what he's doing is he has put out this bill that nobody really wanted. And he did it on purpose to make these legislators look bad in the end. Because, Trump didn't win. He couldn't push this through. Well, it was a bad bill. He is trying to get us, the people, call these legislators and say, don't pass that. Trump's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is bad. He wants to open this discussion, and that is where we're at here. That's why this is so important, because Trump can't do this alone. He needs us. He needs our help. If we're going to make America great again, it takes all of us, you, me, everybody.
Right, and I guess, Jimmy, I've kind of got some really mixed feelings about this bill. I mean, part of me wants to say it was a step. And I think the big problem with this three-phase, because we've had Congressman Tim on and explain it, and we've heard the stories about reconciliation, which I really don't believe. And I think it comes down to a matter of trust, and that's where the Freedom Caucus was against it, and a lot of other Republicans were against it, was because they don't trust Paul Ryan. I don't trust Paul Ryan.
I don't trust any of them anymore, to be very honest with you.
Well,
There's not a
go.
one I trust. I trust Trump. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he's the best thing for the American people, but I don't trust any of them anymore. I could do away with all of them.
Yeah, it's just seems very odd to me the way this whole thing went down. Again, the Republicans are terrible with the perspective they put out there. People look at it. It's just bad optically, the way they handle this. And I'm reaching the point where I think Paul Ryan is not working for the best interests of the American people and the Republican Party, as we know it. Maybe the establishment Republican Party, that's what he's working on. But for those of us who are conservative, truly conservative, from a fiscal standpoint. I don't think Paul Ryan's there.
No, I think we need to drain the swamp, and I think he's right in there with it. And I think when we talk about draining the swamp, it's not just Democrats. It's Democrats and Republicans. Get rid of the dynasties, get rid of the establishment, and start over. Get representatives that represent us. When did representatives become our leaders? When did they get to tell us what to do? We put them there to have Congress hear our demands.
Yep.
And it's completely reversed in today's demographic, and it needs to change.
Yeah.
And you know, I disagree a little bit with you. I don't think Trump did that on purpose. I think that it's very simple. I think the idea is for 7 years, the Republicans have complained and cried about this bill and voted some 22 times to get rid of the bill. And I think that Trump campaigned smartly going, we're going to get rid of it. But in 7 years, you would have expected the Republicans to have an answer to Obamacare, to have an answer to the flags they were raising. And they had nothing. Yeah. They had nothing because they never wanted it gone. And let's be honest, Congress isn't confined by Obamacare. They don't have to get their health care through the exchanges like we do.
Right.
So, you know, what interest do they really honestly have in fixing the problem? None.
Yeah. Yeah, it's odd, Jimmy,
they
that
have every interest in keep continuing it because most of them are taking money from the big donors, and the big donors are people like in Michigan, it's Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they like their monopoly. They like what's going on. They don't want 1,700 other companies coming in here and competing with them because that's going to hurt them. And our politicians in Lansing, our politicians in Washington, D.C., it doesn't matter. And I think that is what Trump has really tried to point out with this, is that it's the establishment that we're after here.
Yeah,
and I really do. I honestly believe that Trump set Ryan up. He set Paul Ryan up.
Well, I will say this, Jimmy. It's interesting because Paul Ryan looked so bad on this. There is the possibility, you're already starting to hear it, of people saying we're going to get rid of Ryan as a speaker. Now, I'd like to put my tinfoil hat on and join you in this conspiracy, and I would love to. I wish that were the case. I don't know that it is either. I'm not sure that I can throw my weight behind a conspiracy like that. I would love to see that Trump was smart enough to try and do that to get rid of Ryan, have him fail at this bill. But I just don't know if it's there. One person that I do trust, though, is Louis Gohmert. Derek, you got track 2 ready? This is Louis Gohmert, and it's kind of a long one, so listen to it. But I trust he's one of the guys that I think are good guys in Washington. Go ahead and play that.
It isn't going to work. We're told that the prices will probably go up 75% or so, but maybe in the third year they may come down 10%. We're told we should be thrilled that we're going to give so much more power to the federal government, to Health and Human Services under our bill, and they don't have an answer for what about when it's a Democrat in charge and not a Republican. And then we were told it's based on a false premise. They lied to the president. They misrepresented to us. We were told for weeks now that we have to thread the needle because we can't know what the parliamentarian in the Senate's going to do until we actually pass the bill. Mike Lee went to the parliamentarian this week. The parliamentarian said, sure, nobody's asked me. I'll tell you what I think. But the parliamentarian doesn't even get to rule. It's either Mike Pence or Mitch McConnell or whoever McConnell appoints, and they will make the decision. And the thing is, it does survive the Byrd rule. It does affect the budget in a major way. And our people are hurting, and it's just hard to believe that after all this time, our answer is more government in the short term, but eventually it goes away. Just trust us, and we are going to spend more federal money, but eventually it'll be better. It's not what any of us promised we would do, and it's built on a false premises.
Okay, so I trust him. It's not what we promised, right? It's not what Trump promised. It's not what anybody promised. And so I was kind of weird the way Trump was on board with it, but he did qualify his statement by saying, let's get it negotiated. And he worked hard to get something negotiated. But according to Louis Gohmert, according to the Freedom Caucus, a lot of these things were based on lies. And that's what makes me think, you know what, maybe Jimmy's got a point. Maybe this was designed to show Paul Ryan's hand as a liar and not fit to be speaker.
That's exactly what they all are, though. I mean, let's be honest. We've learned if we've learned anything, it's that Washington cannot and will not ever fix our real problems.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jimmy, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Now, Spadania.
Take care. And Gary from Hazel Park will get you on the other side of the break. Talk to you in a minute.
People are always on the move, driving to work, hauling the kids to practice. How do they keep up to date? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for intelligent conversation with hosts like Joe Pags, Glenn Beck, Tyrone X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business on Wham Talk 1600 and whamradio.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Republicans talking about what's next after the bill to replace Obamacare goes down in defeat. President Trump tweeting this morning that Obamacare will explode, expecting
continued reports of dwindling exchanges and rising health care costs all across the country. The belief here at the White House is that will force Democrats to come to the table about reform, and they eventually will have to say, listen, we have to do something to save the Affordable Care Act. That's the president's belief.
Fox's Kevin Corke. 2 people remain in custody in the London terror attacks carried out by Khalid Massoud.
4 days on, they're still trying to form a picture of his motivations and acquaintances and what or who triggered a 52-year-old father of 3 to become a mass murderer.
Sarah Hajgari with Fox Sister Network Sky News. Fox News, we report, you decide.
It's 2017. If you're thinking about investing in your house, now is the time. Check out woodrehab.com or call 248-506-6175. Use this year's tax refund to spruce up your house. And what better way than upgrading your tired kitchen cabinets? Wood Rehab can give your kitchen cabinets a new look at a great price. Don't replace them. You can paint or refinish without emptying your cabinets in this very non-intrusive process, which averages 7 days from start to finish. Call 248-506-6175. Ask for Dave. Woodrehab.com will give you 10% off if you mention this ad. 2017 is a great year. Get it started with a brand new kitchen. Call 248-506-6175 or go to the web at woodrehab.com and get your kitchen renovation started today.
The highest quality tractor in the U.S. and #1 in customer satisfaction for 2015 and again in 2016 is LS Tractor, both awarded by EDA. This is Mark at Ashelman Equipment. We have a full line of LS 4-wheel drive diesel tractor loaders ready to go. Forks, blades, tillers, plows, and mowers in stock, ready for all your projects. Subcompact to large farm, opener cab with heat and AC. Hydro transmissions make driving fun and easy for the whole family. Attachments are changed with just a pull of a lever. Highest quality, more features standard, 5-year warranty, free loader, and 1.59% financing qualifying. Ashelman Equipment in Whitmore Lake is at exit 50 on US 23, just north of Ann Arbor. Call 734-994-6000. That's 734-994-6000.
It's been 5 years since we met Kelly Brighton, just before her weight loss surgery.
I was almost 300 pounds. Because of the Michigan Bariatric Institute, I've lost the weight. I now have the tools to keep it off. I'm a better mom, I am a better wife, and I'm just a better Kelly Brighton, I think.
Begin your journey. Try a free monthly educational seminar at St. Joe's Livingston. Visit stjoe'shealth.org/MBI to learn more.
You're listening to The Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
And welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to Catch Our Drift. Let's take care of a little business. If you have not cleaned your air ducts in your home, those furnaces are pushing around a whole lot of really dirty air and dust and dog dander and human dander and all kinds of stuff. Call 1-877-DALTONS, DALTONS. That's 1-877-325-8667. Get it done. They've got state-of-the-art equipment. They've got NADCA certified experienced staff. You can do commercial. You can do residential. They're licensed and insured. And there's a $25 antimicrobial treatment coupon in the Current. And if you don't get the Current, you can go online, currentonline.com, COURANT. tntonline.com and print it off, and they'll accept that as well. Or just tell them you heard it here on the Drift Radio. But Dalton's in